Lakers now 9.
What makes this moment so surprising is who it came from. Chris Broussard just went on national television and admitted something that many Lakers fans have been arguing about for years. His comments about LeBron James and the future of the Lakers were not what people expected to hear, especially from someone who has consistently given LeBron the benefit of the doubt throughout his career. And once those words were out there, the entire conversation around the Lakers suddenly looked different. Now that even Broussard is acknowledging that LeBron is unlikely to change the way he plays for the sake of the team, an important question has emerged. Should the Lakers finally stop trying to balance two different timelines and commit fully to building around Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves? It is a debate that has been growing louder, and Broussard's comments only added fuel to the fire. When someone with his history begins raising concerns, people pay attention. The reason this stands out is because Broussard has never built his reputation on criticizing LeBron. He has not spent years attacking his legacy, questioning his commitment, or suggesting that personal goals come before team success. In fact, his perspective has usually leaned in the opposite direction. More often than not, he has defended LeBron when criticism came his way and offered context whenever controversies surrounded him. That is why these remarks carry so much weight. Broussard has openly discussed his connection to Clutch Sports, the agency that represents LeBron, and he has never hidden where he stands. His coverage of LeBron has generally been supportive, with a tendency to view situations through a lens that favors the four-time champion. Everyone who follows the NBA understands that. So when a voice that has often defended LeBron begins admitting uncomfortable truths about the Lakers situation, it becomes impossible to ignore.
You know it's bad when you got LeBron guys finally coming out here and saying the bloody truth, right? So, as you guys know, a good amount of people have accused LeBron of using these last 5-6 years to just kind of enhance his own legacy. Chase Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring record, hold on to 10-point scoring streaks, stat pad and all of that. People have said that, once LeBron realizes the team won't be any good in any given season, he just focuses on his stats.
So when Chris Broussard appeared on First Things First and openly stated that LeBron James is never going to alter his style of play for the benefit of the Lakers, it was not just another hot take designed to generate headlines. It was a major admission coming from someone who has spent years defending LeBron against criticisms very similar to this one. The fact that he delivered it so casually, almost as if it were common knowledge, made the statement even more powerful. To understand why this matters, you have to look at the numbers that sparked the discussion. The Lakers have posted a 9-2 record in games where Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves played without LeBron. When all three stars share the floor, that record drops to 11-7. Those statistics have been available for weeks, yet many analysts have worked hard to explain them away, adding context and searching for reasons why they should not be viewed as a concern. Broussard, however, addressed them directly. He acknowledged that the numbers suggest the Lakers have been more effective without LeBron in the lineup. Hearing that from a longtime LeBron supporter on national television immediately grabbed attention. But what came next was even more revealing because it addressed the deeper issue that many people have been hesitant to discuss. According to Broussard, the version of LeBron the Lakers need today is very different from the superstar who dominated offenses for most of his career. He argued that the team does not need LeBron controlling every possession, leading the team in shot attempts, or serving as the center of everything offensively. Instead, they need him to embrace a supporting role similar to the ones once played by Chris Bosh and Kevin Love alongside him. That means becoming a complementary piece rather than the primary engine. Setting screens, moving without the ball, finding open spaces on the floor, finishing opportunities when they come, and allowing Luka Doncic to dictate the offense. In Broussard's view, the Lakers are at their best when the system revolves around Luka, with everyone else fitting around him. The challenge is that accepting that role would require LeBron to make a significant adjustment to the style of basketball that has defined his entire career.
You know it's bad when you got LeBron guys finally coming out here and saying the bloody truth, right? So, as you guys know, a good amount of people have accused LeBron of using these last 5-6 years to just kind of enhance his own legacy. Chase Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring record, hold on to 10-point scoring streaks, stat pad and all of that. People have said that, once LeBron realizes the team won't be any good in any given season, he just focuses on his stats.
Broussard backed up his argument by pointing to examples from LeBron's own career. During the Miami era, LeBron and Dwayne Wade were the primary offensive stars, which meant Chris Bosh had to dramatically adjust his game. After arriving from Toronto as a player who regularly put up more than 20 points per night, Bosh accepted fewer touches, fewer scoring opportunities, and a completely different role. He sacrificed personal numbers so the team could reach its full potential, and the result was 2 championships. The same thing happened in Cleveland. Kevin Love arrived as an elite scorer and rebounder, but quickly became the third option behind LeBron and Kyrie Irving. His statistical production dropped, yet he accepted the change because that was what the team required. Basketball only allows a limited number of players to dominate possessions, and someone always has to make the adjustment. Broussard's point was that the Lakers now face that exact situation. Luka Doncic has become the primary offensive engine. Austin Reeves has grown into a major scoring threat. If the Lakers want to maximize their roster, the player who would need to adapt is LeBron. That would mean fewer possessions, fewer shots, fewer touches, and a greater focus on screening, spacing, finishing plays, and supporting the players driving the offense. But Broussard's conclusion was simple. He does not believe LeBron will ever fully embrace that role. Not because LeBron lacks basketball intelligence. In fact, Broussard specifically argued the opposite. LeBron understands the game at an elite level. He sees what works. He understands the numbers. He knows what adjustments could potentially help the team. The issue is that after more than 2 decades as the centerpiece of every franchise he has played for, changing that identity is easier said than done. That is why Broussard compared the situation to legends such as Michael Jordan and Allen Iverson. Once a player spends an entire career being the focal point, that mentality becomes part of who they are. It influences every decision they make on the court. It affects how teammates respond to them, how coaches use them, and how they view themselves as competitors. Reaching a stage where you willingly step away from that role is something very few superstars have ever been able to do. The discussion becomes even more complicated when legacy enters the conversation. Throughout his career, LeBron has openly embraced statistical achievements as an important part of his legacy. Scoring records, assist totals, career milestones, and all-time rankings have played a major role in how his career has been evaluated. A reduced role would naturally lead to reduced production, and reduced production means a slower climb toward those historic benchmarks. Broussard suggested that reality may influence the decision-making process. If the Lakers are not viewed as serious championship contenders regardless of how the rotation is structured, then the focus naturally shifts toward preserving individual accomplishments. Continuing to play major minutes, maintaining scoring averages, and adding to historic totals all become part of the equation. He also pointed to another factor that statistics cannot fully capture. LeBron's presence changes the behavior of everyone around him. Even when he encourages teammates to be aggressive and play their own game, players often defer to him because of everything he represents. His reputation, accomplishments, and status create a natural gravitational pull inside any locker room or lineup. That effect is especially noticeable with younger players. Austin Reeves often looks to LeBron for cues, while role players tend to adjust their decisions based on where LeBron is positioned and what he wants to do offensively. It is not necessarily intentional. It is simply the reality of playing alongside one of the most influential players in NBA history. When LeBron is unavailable, Broussard argued, that dynamic changes completely. The hierarchy becomes straightforward. Luka Doncic runs the offense. Reeves becomes the secondary creator. The supporting cast settles into clearly defined responsibilities. Everyone knows where they fit, and the flow of the game becomes more natural. He pointed to Marcus Smart as an example of that team-first mentality. In one game against the Knicks, Smart struggled offensively and shot poorly from the field, yet still posted one of the best impact numbers on the team because of his defense, communication, hustle, and leadership. That is the type of contribution that often defines successful teams. Players accept their responsibilities and focus on executing them rather than chasing numbers. The bigger question, of course, is what all of this means for the Lakers moving forward. Broussard admitted he is skeptical that the current roster can seriously challenge the top teams in the Western Conference. Squads like Oklahoma City and Denver remain major obstacles, and the conference continues to get stronger every season. However, the significance of the Lakers' success without LeBron goes beyond this year's playoff race. To Broussard, those games offer a glimpse of what the franchise could become in the future. A roster built around Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves has shown flashes of strong ball movement, clear offensive structure, and a defined identity. The foundation appears to be there. That is why these stretches